So we are at my local bike park, which is Swinley Forest. Very, very lucky to have this on my doorstep, just around the corner from me. I come here as often as I can and have a bit of a whiz round. I've always been quite an outdoorsy type, really. Mountain biking is kind of what I enjoy these days. It's always good to be outdoors. In touring cars, you are constantly looking forward while looking behind, while trying to drive as fast as you possibly can. Every lap is now a qualifying lap.
Now Dan Cammish has done an absolute best in the middle sector. We saw Dan Cammish going rapidly early on and he's gone quickest. Dan Cammish goes fastest of all as he comes across the line. So Cammish to Cook, 17 thousandths of a second between them. Two drivers, both of whom need points this weekend for differing reasons. Dan would dearly love that overdue win as well.
No one's worked harder, I know, than Dan.
And it's just mental stress overload all the time. It takes it out of you.
Checkered flag is out. The majority of the cars are already in the pit lane, so the session is over and it is pole position for Dan Cammish. There's nobody out there going quickly enough to threaten him, so Cammish for pole position by 17 thousandths from Josh Cook. Jake Hill third. It's a very happy motor-based team. First pole of the season.
Keeping the pace. Well done.
So what was that, Dave?
Come on. Keep going. Well done.
This means the world to me, honestly. Like after these last few months of having some real down moments and you know, head scratching moments. Been through a lot this year. You know, it's got worse before it's got better. We've been through some really tough moments. I've really learned the new meaning of self-belief. Thankfully, I've got really good people around me who support me and keep my chin up, because there's times this year where this feeling that I've got now, it seemed a million miles away. It's nice to get this back, and I think it's only going to spur me on, not only for tomorrow, but for the next few rounds to come.
Yeah, I'll take P3 with that. That's my happiest ever P3, that one.
Good job, mate. Well
Cheers,
done.
mate, thank you.
Well done.
It was a tough session out there. And fair play to Cammish and Cook. They were in another league today. They were just down the road, and a fantastic result for Cammish for P1 there. So, but to be P3 with the other championship protagonists behind us, we couldn't ask for much more really. So we're very happy with that.
Yeah, we qualified down the pack, and it's really difficult this season if you've qualified down the pack to try and make progress back. You end up racing against people who have got maybe more hybrid than you. Or you just get caught in a bit of a train. So in that regard, it becomes quite difficult to make a good amount of progress.
Yeah, so partway through we got really high water temperature just out of nowhere. We lost a load of water out of the coolant system. So we had to pit, get the hot air out of the system, replace the hot air with water, get it down to temperature, and then go again. But by the time we'd done that, we didn't really have time to push for another lap at the end. So it's a bit of a mess really, so we've got to find out if we need to do an engine change overnight and just see where we go for tomorrow. It's all about race 3, I think, for us now, is move forward in race 1 and 2, try and get the reverse grid and win race 3. So it's like a weekend in reverse. It's damage limitation, I think, from here on. We'll see how we get on.
Not much we can do now, so see how we're feeling in about 25 minutes. Go again, mate.
Round 22 of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship from Thruxton. Dan Cammish on pole position for the first time.
If my car is doing well, I can't watch the race. You know, if it's in the top 3 position, I won't be watching TV, I'll be out the back of the garage.
The lights go, out we go racing. Slow start made by Jason Plato. Good start by Jake Hill up the inside of Josh Cook. The BMW goes second. Remember, he's got to really push early on in that car to get the tyres up to temperature, but Cammish leads. Hill is up to second. Cook third, now Cook second up the inside of Sutton, elbows out, it's all kicked off behind the leader, and there Josh Cook is tagged sideways. This could be the save of the day. He's off on the grass, he's back towards the tarmac. Cammish has got an absolutely massive lead. His engineer, James Mundy, he never had a pole position as a BTCC engineer, as off goes Chilton onto the grass. The car tips onto 2 wheels but keeps on sliding.
Oh, that was game over.
That car so nearly rolled over.
It did,
I
yes.
was holding my breath
Yes.
as it lifted up.
Dan Cammish led by 2.4 seconds at the end of lap 1. Yes, really.
Cammish is
to been nowhere all season, and now all of a sudden he's absolutely miles up the road.
That gap second to third has widened, and Jake Hill, as ever, really spectacular to watch on the limit. Round 22 of the championship won by Dan Cammish. Yeah!
There you go. Well done. That's brilliant.
It's taken a long time to get that victory, but it means a huge amount to him, to his engineers.
Can't say much better than that, can you? Nice start to the weekend.
The winner is Dan Cammish. And now the national anthem of the winning driver.
Sometimes when you're under pressure, it means that at least you're very focused, and every lap's the same, and you're constantly in a groove and you're pushing. When you have a lead like that, it's easy to let your mind wander when you should be concentrating on the job, and it's easy to let that gap slip. So I was happy to let them come a little bit, but I didn't want to let them come too far. The problem is, around here, it's such a high-speed track. It only takes a couple of confidence lifts and a break here and there where you weren't before, and suddenly that gap can shrink, and then you've got to get yourself back into the groove to open it up again, and it's not always easy. So I was conscious of keeping the gap as stable as I could, and that's what we managed to do to the flag.
To have them both up on the podium, double podium, it's so nice to celebrate with the team that way.
Well done, mate.
Thanks, man. It's all right. Not bad, we got it home.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Your fourth place.
Sutton's got me.
But equally, Sutton, I think, surely has to give you one for that. So.
Yeah.
So you'll get any closer.
The rear's all over the place. Need to tie it into the rest of the car.
What's it doing? Does it feel out of sync?
It's just falling over.
Does it feel like we need to go softer or stiffer?
We're going softer, and obviously I'm just not sure. But you're rolling, you're turning in, and the thing's just immediately just like breaking away all the time, and it feels like it's rolling out of sync with the rest of the car.
Right.
Tomorrow I think we're going to throw a race set up at it, and we're going to race for the podium. And I'd love to say we're going to race for the win. I see no reason why we can't. I think we've got a very good race car, and I'm going to give it 14 of the best laps I can to reward these boys for all the hard work.
Pit lane opens in 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Let's have a good one, boys.
Good start by Cammish. Gordon Shedden tries to move across, but Sutton's already up the inside. Shedden on the outside for Campbell, the inside for Cobb, but it's not good enough because it's a Ford. 1-2. Butcher versus Hill, side by side into Noble. BMW goes ahead on the outside. So this is Cammish versus Sutton for the race lead. The NAPA Racing UK teammates. Now, before they start thinking about anything really clever and switching places, maybe they need to build more of a gap over Shedden. He's only 7/10 of a second back.
It needs to be a position where we don't lose out to Shedden.
Understood. We need a slightly bigger gap to Shedden to be able to swap.
Ash Sutton off the road in the chicane. Jake Hill has caught Shedden, and a mistake being made by Sutton. He had to skip the other side of the tyres.
That wasn't good at all. It certainly opened up the gap at the front and put him under pressure from Shedden. And if there are thoughts of Dan Cammish ceding that position to Ash Sutton, it's going to be fraught with danger because Shedden is only 0.7 of a second behind. And it would be a shame to deny Dan Cammish a second win. He's driven beautifully this weekend. And whilst he is a team player and it's a team sport as well, he thoroughly deserves another win.
We've got 3 to go.
Yep.
I think the gap will be about right this lap. Your call.
Look at the gaps between first and second and third now. They've opened up hugely.
Sutton to Shedden is 2 seconds. If there's going to be a switch, it is imminent.
Okay, Dan, sorry to do this, mate. At some point, you back off and let Ash take the win, please.
Look, Cammish pulls to the right. That's an absolute given that he's through. This is teamwork at its best by NAPA Racing.
Is there any communication?
Ash Sutton wins at Thruxton. Dan Cammish second, having given away the race lead to him. A 26th career win for Ash Sutton. And I think you're absolutely right. He certainly should acknowledge the enormous input into that win that Dan Cammish made.
I know no one likes that. There's a championship here.
I know.
Okay.
But we don't have to like it, and I definitely don't want on the limit anywhere near me.
I think we need to give Dan a massive thank you there.
Oh, no,
It was a bit begrudged, but...
No, mega. He won the race.
Yep.
Champion, you know what I mean? Mega.
Well up. Thank you.
You're having a massive bit.
Yeah, I know. More than a bit. Why should I be happy? You know, we had that, we won that, we earned that, and after the year we had, we should have won that.
We all got the same strive to win. That's why we're here. Anybody that says they're not here to win is lying.
Well done, mate. That was your win. Thank you.
Where does that bring it to?
Ash is obviously the only one out of the four that can win the title. So there's a bit of a support network for him there. The big rule is respect your teammate. They're your teammate. But there is naturally, drivers see their teammates as probably their closest rival because they have exactly the same opportunities.
Sometimes you've got to play the bigger picture, you know. It's thanks to these guys that I get to go racing, and at the end of the day I'm here to represent them, and they make the call, and it was the right one. You know, ultimately I'm just not where I want to be in the championship, and Ash is, and it's important that we support that. So he promises me one day he'll do the same for me, and I'm sure that I'll do my best to hold him to that.
Dan, if you need a teammate, he's your man. Dan Cam's your man. He played a proper team game there, and obviously finishing 1-2, gifting me the win, just ultimately helps us win the championship. It left us level with points.
Yes, we've got race 3 coming up. It's always the interesting one of the weekend. Everyone gets a little bit too excited. I start 10th and Ash starts 11th. Again, if I get an opportunity to let him through, it would only be sensible. There's no point doing what I've just done in race 2 and not helping him a little bit in race 3. It just makes no sense. So, you know, let's see what we can do. It'd be nice to come forward a few positions and get out of here and put it down to being just a fantastic weekend for all at NAPA UK. So I hope we can finish it off in style.
Look, Ingram is up to 4th already. Rory Butcher gets in on the act as well, but Jelly versus Turkington for the lead, and Cook best of the rest. That was Hill on the grass, the first of the 2.
Whoa, no. Come on, Jake.
Oh, we've lost so many places.
Losers at the moment is definitely Hill, who dropped down to 14th. Ingram and Sutton both up several places. That puts Ingram and Sutton in 5th and 6th.
Jake Hill goes toe-to-toe with Ricky Collard, and they lean on each other. The Toyota on the inside line stands its ground. This is for 13th place. Ricky Collard is still ahead.
Cut back, come on, down the inside. Come on, Jake. Come on, Jake.
Jake Hill gets the run, gets the inside line, gets the place. That was brave stuff. Rowbottom attacks Ingram, they break late for the chicane. Rowbottom goes right round the outside, gets the job done, bounces over the curb, and Rowbottom has done it. He secures 6th place. That was a cracking move. And now look, Michael Priest comes out to have a go at Ingram.
At no point this weekend has that car had the pace that we expected out of Ingram. He's been the dominant front-wheel drive car up to this point. He hasn't been the best front-wheel drive car this weekend.
Every time I tried to go up a gear, the gear lever would throw but wouldn't engage a gear. So it was just an empty shift. There's just nothing connected on the other side. So you keep pulling the lever, pulling the lever, pulling the lever. Nothing's happening, nothing's happening, nothing's happening. And eventually, after sort of 3 or 4 pulls, it would engage a gear. I'm at the luck of the draw. You know, I'm pulling a gear, going, please engage. And then on the way down the gears, you would push it to go down a gear, and the gear lever would stay in one place. So you'd have to pull it back.
Is the lever as a procedure having to manually pull it back? Basically?
Correct.
Has it gone just for this race, or has it been all day? Yeah.
Literally just when we got out there.
Yeah, okay.
Dan Cammish gets onto the back of Gordon Shedden now. This little battle is for 9th place, but they've switched already. Shedden is ahead, Cammish is fighting back, so that switch has happened. Going on to the last lap of the race, Josh Cook is heading for the checkered flag. Round 24 of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship is won by the King of Thruxton. Josh Cook takes a 10th Thruxton Touring Car win. Colin Turkington is 2nd, Stephen Jelly 3rd, Rory Butcher all the way from Ash Sutton on the last lap.
Let's just get across that line.
Tom Ingram 7th, Michael Priest.
There we go.
Back to we were 24 behind coming in, and we're 23 behind now.
answer all of that. Cook.
Did he win?
No. Cook won. Cook, Turks, Jelly, Rory, Sutton, Robo. Robo did us a favour, got past Ingram. Ingram was 7th. It's all right. It's all right.
Only 18 points off, so we're close to
Hey.
yeah.
Perfect.
And only 6 to Sutton, so not bad, mate, considering. Not bad.
We'll keep moving.
It's been a testing weekend for us, and it's been a difficult weekend, but we've actually only left here losing 3 points. So maybe there's a glimmer of positivity to take away from that, in the sense that it could have been a lot worse. So I'm hopeful that this has been our bad weekend that we've got the best out of. You know, we've had problems this weekend that we've had to sort of work quite hard as a team to overcome, with, you know, with the issue on Saturday, the issue overnight Saturday coming into Sunday, and of course the issues on Sunday afternoon in that last race. So we've got through it. As I say, we've lost 3 points. So yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
Getting down to win the championship, that's what the future holds, and we will. It's not going to happen this year, and hopefully Ash comes through and he does it for us, and we can win the teams championship and the manufacturers. But next year we're gunning for the championship, and we'll do everything we can to make sure we win it.